Hey, gorgeous. Welcome to the Ready to Bloom podcast, which features interviews with inspiring women entrepreneurs from around the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, without further ado, I'll hand you over to your host, Holly Worton.
Hello and welcome to the Ready to Bloom podcast, episode 137. This is your host, Holly Worton, and I'm back with another solo episode. Now, rarely do I do two solo episodes back to back, but there have been a lot of changes going on in my business once again, and I've been sharing these with my email list and talking a lot about what's been going on for me there. But I wanted to bring this out and make this a little bit more public because I think it's something that'd be really, really useful. So today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about how to stop hiding in your business and how to overcome your fear of visibility. Now, this is a huge issue that affects a lot of the people that I work with, and that's really no surprise to me because it's something that I've really struggled with. Now, I've told this story a lot, but I'm going to go through it really quickly again. You may know that I've been in business since 1999, which is a quite long time. But my first business, which I had for over 10 and a half years, was with a business partner. We had a big team of people working with us. It was a big thing, and it wasn't just about me. Now, when I quit my involvement in that business and took some time off to figure out what it was that I wanted to do, trained as a coach, and then started on my current business journey, it was a whole other issue for me. Now, I came to this business with loads of practical business knowledge and experience, lots of online marketing experience. I knew all the practical stuff. I knew how to run a business. And on one hand, that was amazing because a lot of people who train as coaches and Site K facilitators and other types of therapists and those kinds of businesses don't have that practical business and marketing knowledge. So I had all the practical bits, but I had so much emotional baggage, not just from my first business, but just from life in general. Just all of those, I'm not good enough. No one's going to want to pay for what I do, or not enough people. They'll find out I'm a fraud. All that just negative mind chatter and just crap going on in my head. And I have been working on clearing that and upgrading my mindset for the last few years. And as you know, probably from listening to other either videos or podcasts, the technique that I use to do that is Site K. Now, I trained in that for personal use, but it changed my life so much that that's now what I'm doing in my business to work with other women entrepreneurs and help them upgrade their business mindset by changing their beliefs at the subconscious level. So let's talk a little bit about what's been going on in my business because it's been big changes again. So I'm not changing the focus of my business. Still doing what I just said I'm doing, helping women with their mindset, their business mindset in particular, and still using this particular technique. But I have completely redesigned my website, just launched it this week, rebranded it, changed it to a new domain, my name, hollyworton.com. Whoa. I have a new logo. I have a new tagline. It's all out there. I've been updating my artwork on social media. I changed the name of my Facebook page from Ready to Bloom to my own name. And it's made me feel just, because it's taking me out of my comfort zone and into a whole new place. Now, I'd been talking to my list about how I felt like I was outgrowing my brand, felt like I'd been hiding behind business brands for the last few years. I went from social, tribal hospitality to tribal publishing to socially holistic to Ready to Bloom. And Ready to Bloom was actually a reincarnation of a brand that I'd started even before tribal hospitality, which was my life coaching brand that I kind of revisited for my Site K business. So I really liked that concept and I really liked all of my business names and I loved all my branding, but I really feel like I was hiding behind those business names. Now, this is not to say that people that choose to use a business name rather than their own name is hiding. This was my case. It may be your case. It may not be your case. So I just want to make that clear. Got to the point where I felt like I was hiding behind that business name, Ready to Bloom, and I felt like I had outgrown it. And I also was really frustrated with the fact that as I have grown over the last few years and clarified what my zone of genius is and what my specialties are and what I can best help people with, my business has changed so much over the years. And that means that my branding has changed. I mean, I had all those different business names. There were other business names out there as well. Those were the main ones. So yeah, just lots of changes. And I feel like now it's time for me to step into using my own name as my business name. And so I got this logo design. I'm so in love with my logo. You know how sometimes you just get a new graphic design for something and you just can't stop staring at it? I'm like that with my logo. I really, really love it. So I'm excited about it, but also, it's like I said, it's out of my comfort zone because I've got this new tagline. And this is something that kind of came to me as a download several months ago, and I've had it on a Post-it stuck on the wall beside my desk so I can see it every day. And I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with it or how I was going to use it, and I ended up working it into my logo. And the tagline is Business Mindset Alchemist. Now, what the heck is that? Who am I to call myself such a thing? I mean, I'm a coach, I'm a Psych K facilitator, I help people transform their mindset by changing their beliefs at the subconscious level. I'm not a magician, it's not about me, it's not about my clients. But I got that download with that tagline, and it felt right at one level, even though it scared the crap out of me. So like I said, I ended up integrating that into my new logo, and that is my tagline, and it scares me, but what the heck, there it is. So that's that, lots of new stuff, lots of kind of putting myself out there in a bigger way. I just hired someone to help me with my Facebook ads. I'm really, really excited about working with her. I know she's the perfect person to help me with this, and getting back into webinars, hoping to build my list a little bit, and just really put myself out there in a bigger way so that I can attract the best people to work with me. I'm really excited about this, but it also takes me out of my comfort zone and scares the crap out of me. And I was explaining to my email list I think it was earlier today, that when my business coach saw me upload my new Facebook cover photo, she commented on it immediately and said how much she liked it. And it was like the little sign that kind of reassured me, because it was like I knew I was on track. She knows what my business plans are. She knows how important it is for me to take my work out there on a larger scale. And so when I got her kind of thumbs up on my Facebook cover image, that really made me feel a little better, in the big scheme of things, of taking myself out there and just putting things out there in a bigger way. So visibility is a big thing for me. It's a big thing for my clients. And it's something that I know that now I'm able to take the action to put myself out there in this way, to rebrand myself as my name, which is the big thing for me, to get the new logo, to get the tagline, all of that. I know it's easy for me to do that. And I say easy in the sense that I've taken the action. There was some stuff going on about stepping outside of my comfort zone, but I took the action. And the action was actually pretty easy to take. I took it and did it and then kind of went, ugh. But the action was so easy to take because I've done the mindset work. And I know that because I've seen it myself before, and it's one of the biggest things that clients say to me, that after they've done the work to change their mindset and their beliefs at the subconscious level, taking action becomes so easy. So I know that's how it works, because that's how it works. So let's go on and stop talking about me and talk about 7 signs that you might be playing small and hiding. And, you might have a fear of visibility. So you might have some of these signs. You might have all of these signs. Here they go. Either no social media presence, or you've set up your profiles and haven't done anything with them, or you've set up your profiles, but you're too scared to put your picture on them, or stuff like that. There's so many women out there that have been in business for a while, and they either have no social media presence, or they have something that's just really disjointed and not really out there. Social media can be a really, really good way of marketing your business, of networking online, of attracting your ideal clients. As you know, that was my previous business. Socially Holistic and Tribal Publishing were both based on helping people with their social media. So I know how powerful this can be. But it can also be really scary because it's big, it's international, it's not just like a local networking group. It's really putting yourself out there in a big way. And of course, there are ways to be active on social media, but not put yourself out there in a bigger way. And people sometimes hold back. So, Facebook is a good example. If you're just posting to your Facebook page, but not really doing anything to grow it, and you've got, 100 or so likes on it, and only a small percentage of people are seeing what you post, because of course Facebook doesn't deliver your graphics to everyone or your posts to everyone. Doing Facebook ads could be a great way to increase your audience and increase engagement of what you do and help people to learn about what you're doing. So playing small in social media, having no social media presence or an awkward social media presence or an almost invisible social media presence is one of those signs that you're playing small and hiding in your business. Another one is having no email list or having an email list and not sending out emails. Now, I was guilty of that for a really long time. I had built up my email list over the years. Lots of people stayed on with me as my business evolved into its different incarnations. And I had a goal to email people once a month. And sometimes that happened and sometimes it didn't. I think mostly towards kind of the beginning part of last year, maybe the first 2/3 of last year, I was emailing monthly and that was it. Something happened this year and I've been emailing weekly, which is what you're supposed to do so that people can hear from you on a regular basis. It has suddenly become really, really easy. And it's because I found, finally, my thing with my emails. I had such a hang up that I had to deliver like really solid content in my emails and make it really practical and actionable. And I was getting really hung up on creating content for this whole mindset thing. And then I realized the best thing I could do would be to just tell my story and talk about the stuff that hangs me up and can be really difficult in my business. And the stuff that, stops me from taking action and the ways that I've overcome action and that kind of thing. And so I've been sharing that and I've had such a great result. People are hitting reply and writing back to me and I do include actionable stuff. I talk about myself, but then I put it to them and I say, what about you? How could you benefit from doing this, that, or the other? And give them journal prompts and that kind of thing. So it's been really, really useful. So I'm aware now the power of the email list, of having people who are interested in hearing from you on a weekly basis. But up until this year, I was hanging on to my list and not sending out very frequent emails. So, that was my way of playing small. I also had this fear, and I'm going to say this in case you have this fear as well. You know how every time you send out an email, there will be unsubscribes because there are people who forgot they signed up and they're no longer interested, or they're clearing out their inbox or whatever reason. I unsubscribe from stuff all the time, but it got to the point with me where I was afraid to send out an email because I knew people would unsubscribe and then my list would go down. If you believe that, you need to get over that because people will unsubscribe in the same way that you unsubscribe from stuff, I'm sure. But the trick is to grow your list with the people who want to hear from you and then, slowly weed out the people who don't want to hear from you, which is fine. That's normal. So that's that. No email list. You're just not cultivating it properly. Procrastinating on stuff that would take your business out there. So videos are a big thing. I work with a lot of clients who have fear of video, and I've helped a lot of clients get over their fear of video. Video is a big thing. Think about the stuff that you're procrastinating on and see, a lot of times it's the stuff that would take you out there in a bigger way and make you more visible. And that can be really scary. So procrastinating on marketing stuff and stuff that will clear actions that will get you more visibility. So that's another sign that you're playing small, is procrastinating on clear actions that will get you great results in your business. Another thing is avoiding speaking, and that could be online speaking or offline speaking. So, if you're avoiding speaking at networking groups or even going to networking groups and just doing your 1-minute elevator pitch? Are you avoiding doing webinars, even though you know that they might help your business? Are you avoiding doing workshops, retreats, events, any kind of thing where you have to be center stage? That can be, now this is obviously not for every business, but if you're actively avoiding it, even though you know you would like to do it, that's something that you need to work on, because that can be a really powerful way of working with people and spreading the word about what you do. And if you're actively avoiding any kind of online or offline speaking engagement, then that's another sign that you're playing small and being invisible in your business. Another sign is having no network, and that can be an online network or an offline network. You know, I was talking to someone one time, and I can't even remember who it was or when it was, but it was a couple of years ago, and she was talking about, the online business cliques. And she was relating it to high school where, they were the cool girls and they knew each other and they did their thing together. And she said, I kind of feel like it's like that with online business because, you can see that all of these people are friends and they do joint ventures together and webinars together and they promote their stuff. And she said, I feel like it's like a clique. And that really struck me because I see the same thing, but I don't see it as a negative thing. I see it as it's a network thing. You have friends, you have business friends, you have personal friends. I have loads of business friends, and I'm so happy to help them spread the word about their stuff and, get the word out there and that kind of thing. And so I see having a network, whether it's online or offline, as being a really important way of making yourself visible in your business, because having that group of people that can support you and spread the word about your stuff is a really good way of making yourself more visible and getting out there to other people's audiences. That leads me to the next sign, which is no joint ventures. Joint ventures can be a really, really good way of spreading the word about what you do to other people's audiences. So, if you've got a business friend who has, maybe a bigger list than you do or the same size list but different people, you can do a webinar with them. You can have them promote something to their list. And that can be a really, really useful way of opening yourself up to other audiences and letting other people know about you. Now, I have a couple of friends that I've been thinking about doing a joint venture with for some time, and I've been putting it off. And I feel like I'm finally at the point where I'm ready to put something together and approach them because, again, I'm at the point where I'm feeling much more comfortable taking myself out there to another level. But these are two people who I know their audiences would really, really benefit from what I do. And I know that we're a really, really good fit. And fear of making myself more visible has stopped me from putting myself out there and approaching these people to do a joint venture. So think about maybe the top 3 or 5 people that you know who have a similar audience to you. They work with similar type of people, but they give a different solution. They do different kind of work with them. And think about how you could approach them to do something together and either cross-promote each other's stuff or, do a webinar together or, send an email to your list, that kind of thing. So not doing joint ventures and not taking advantage of that is another sign of fear of visibility, and I have been guilty of it. The last one is no content. Some people have a website, and that's it. They don't do videos, they don't write blog posts, they don't have podcasts, they don't create any kind of content that helps people get a feel for who they are, what they do, what they're like, what their energy is like, what their style is like. And it can be really, really hard just from a website that doesn't have any other content to get a feel for whether you want to work with someone or not. So, and content is scary because, that's putting yourself out there. That's creating something that comes from the heart and that shares about what you do. And of course, if you create that content, you're going to promote it. And that can be really scary. So to me, not creating any content is another really big sign of playing small, hiding, being invisible with your business. So, what are the benefits of overcoming this hiding and overcoming this fear of visibility? Well, the benefits are many. Obviously, your business will be thriving because you'll have that steady stream of clients that you love. You'll be able to help more people. You'll be more satisfied with your business. You'll feel really proud of yourself because your business will be growing. And you'll have that tribe of people who love what you do. You'll have more freedom. You can, do whatever you want, create the lifestyle you want, have a healthy business that grows and that makes you feel successful and gives you peace of mind in life. There are so many benefits from overcoming this fear of visibility, and that's going to help you grow your business and build that tribe of people that love what you do. So this is something that, again, I think you really can't afford to work on and look at. So how do you overcome this fear of visibility? Now, I think there are a lot of things that you need to look at. I'm a big fan lately of journaling. I've been doing a lot of that. I love writing, and it's very natural for me to explore my thoughts and my fears and my stuff through writing. That may work for you, it might not. But take a look at these questions. So look at what you procrastinate on. What kinds of things are you not taking action on that would really help you with your business, that would help you grow your business, that would help you, reach new markets of people and put yourself out there? What are you procrastinating on? Is it videos? Is it webinars? Is it doing a workshop? Is it public speaking? What are you procrastinating on? Number one. Number two, what triggers your hiding? So I've talked about a lot of stuff today, different things that I've been afraid of in the past, and, different things that you see other people do. What triggers your hiding? What is it? Is it, fear of trolls on your blog comments or on social media? Is it fears of saying something silly if you do like a podcast or speaking or a webinar? Is it fear of technology? What is triggering this fear of visibility? Next, what scares you the most? And this is kind of related to the previous question. So, what scares you the most? Is it standing up in front of a group of people and speaking? Is it, attracting lots of people to your email list through, webinars and Facebook ads and stuff, and then seeing them unsubscribe? And a lot of people are really uncomfortable with unsubscribes. What scares you the most? Like, what is the worst that could happen if you became really, really visible? Would you have haters? Would you have people writing you hate mail? Would you have, what scares you about being super visible? And then look at other people, other business owners, other women that you admire online. What are they doing that would scare you, but that you secretly know would help your business? So, is it webinars? Is it video? Is it speaking? Is it doing a podcast? Is it running workshops, retreats, events? What is it that other women entrepreneurs are doing that scare the crap out of you, but yet you kind of like the idea of doing, or that it would help your business, but you're just feeling really stuck on it because it's scary? So look at that. So really kind of build up that description of what you procrastinate on, what triggers your hiding, what scares you the most, what are other people doing that scares you. Really just dig up that stuff, because the more you hide that stuff, the harder it's going to be to work on it. So make a really big list of everything that is keeping you hiding, playing small, and being invisible. Next, think about what would you rather have instead? What would you really, really like for your business? If there were no limits, if there were no fears, if you were just the fearless woman entrepreneur who does her thing and everyone loves her, what would you be doing? Would you be doing workshops, retreats, events? Would you be speaking at big events? Would you be speaking at a TED conference? Would you be doing videos? Would you have a YouTube channel? Would you be doing Periscope videos? What would you be doing? So that's really, really important. And what would you like your business to look like as a result of not being invisible? And then the last step is to do the mindset work. Now, I know, there's no easy solution to this. I really, really believe that changing your mindset has to happen at the subconscious level, because that's where you can sabotage yourself. You can do so much work at the conscious level, but if your subconscious mind isn't on board, it could be sabotaging you. And I kind of hate that word, because it's really just trying to keep you safe. It's trying to help you stay in your comfort zone where it's safe and you're invisible and it's quiet and there's no one there and no one's really looking at you. So if you've got subconscious stuff going on around visibility, you really, really need to clear that out. So start at the conscious level by asking yourself these questions, and then look at what you would rather have instead, and then do that mindset work. So, like I've said, I work with a technique called Psych K, which is super fast, super easy. It's amazing. But there's so many other things out there, so find what works for you, find what's best for you. Lots of people do tapping or EFT. There's theta healing, there's NLP, there's hypnotherapy, there's all kinds of stuff that works at that deeper level, and it can help you transform your beliefs and your business mindset, and it can help you release any fears and blocks and stuff you have around being visible. Because I really think that being visible is so important in your business, because if people don't know you exist, they're not going to be able to work with you. So if your business is struggling, or you're kind of going through feast and famine, or just pure famine, and you're really struggling to attract clients, that could be because you're amazing at what you do, but no one knows about you. And you can't attract your ideal clients to you unless you're putting yourself out there in a bigger way. So I hope you have found this useful. I feel like I'm finally at a point where I can talk about this with you, because I've worked through all this stuff and I'm finally seeing the results. I'm seeing myself take action in ways that I never took action before because I was too damn scared. So there you go. Again, hope you found this useful. I think I'm going to prepare a download for this, like I have for some of my other solo episodes. So if you go to the show notes for this episode, which will be at Holly Worton, that's HOLLYWORTON, and I spell that out because people for years have not spelled my name properly, so I need to make sure that you've got that. So hollyworton.com/137, and I'll have the show notes there, and I will also have a download link where you can download a little worksheet that will help you go through the questions that I have put forth to you today. So I hope that you found this really, really useful. The best of luck to you with your visibility. I would love to hear from you. So drop me an email. It's holly@hollyworton.com, and let me know how it's going. Let me know what kind of stuff that you're struggling with and what you really want to do, but you're so stuck on it. Would love to hear from you. So thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure to talk about visibility with you because, like I said, it's a big issue for me and it's a big issue for my clients. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for listening. And remember to visit hollyworton.com/137 for the show notes on this episode. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to the Ready to Bloom podcast with your host, Holly Worton. You can find more information about today's guests, including links for topics that were discussed at readytobloom.com. That's bloom.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, please remember to head over to iTunes and leave us a quick review of this podcast. Thank you so much.